Lord. Amen. Let the church say amen. These Democrats didn't win. Just to tell y'all, look, man, the moment we realized that Kamala lost was when she denounced Jesus. And we see that the Democrats are denouncing all of America about supporting this whole MS-13. Anywho, Donald Trump said we are going to honor Jesus Christ powerfully and also mention Christ is king. It's going to hear him say from himself.
We're honoring Jesus Christ, and we're going to honor Jesus Christ very powerfully throughout our lives, all throughout our lives, not just now, all throughout our lives. We're bringing religion back in America. We're bringing a lot of things back, but religion is coming back to America. That's why you see the kind of numbers that you're seeing, the spirit and the kind of numbers that you're seeing. So we're...
Amen to that. Amen to that. Now, this is America. You're able to believe in what you want to believe in, and that's what the American dream is, being able to come here and live your life and make something of it, and also have that of your own belief system that you can attach yourself to without being ridiculed for it. Somebody said, I truly believe that Trump's miraculous brush with death has brought him much closer to God. P.S. That Easter Bunny is really something. If that person had wear a giant bunny costume standing with the president on their bucket list just got fulfilled, it definitely did. But anywho, the fear-mongering is going to continue surrounding Donald Trump. It's always, Donald Trump is this, Donald Trump is that. He's going to do this.
Well, today's April 21st, 2025. No martial law took place. Everybody is as free as they ever were. Nobody has had their rights taken away since Trump got into office. Democrats continue to support people from outside this country, illegal immigrants, criminals, and other countries around the world while not supporting the U.S. citizens and supporting the President of the United States and our country and Constitution. Canada is complaining and crying because their immigration requests have skyrocketed. Ew. Why would their immigration requests skyrocket? I thought they fell under the same rules and treaties and everything else that the United States falls under. So simply walk across the fucking border and demand that you're taken care of and put into their system and that everybody pays for you. It's amazing how you want to follow all of these countries' rules until it comes to their immigration laws and their immigration rules and their voting laws and their voting rules. The United States is a country of laws, as per Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. You don't want to be deported, come here legally. If you do, you must come here, you must work, you must learn English, and you cannot take from our welfare system. These are Democrat-strong policies that all of a sudden you have a fucking problem with because Donald fucking Trump is the one enforcing them.
Mind you, Donald Trump used to be a Democrat, so was Elon Musk. You guys just keep losing. I was one. If you was a Democrat prior to this, put a hand emoji in there and say I was one too, or I was a Democrat, or something along the line. Just acknowledge that you overcame that TDS and that all the scamming that was going on with them. And speaking of scam, all right, I'm gonna let me finish in a minute, but real quick, aren't you tired of getting these spam calls and text messages? Do you even know why you're getting them? Sit tight. I'll explain. You see, what's happening is these big tech companies, they're not doing a good job of keeping our data safe. They're not even trying, like literally. Recently, Bank of America had a breach where a vendor mishandled documents exposing customer data like social security numbers. And the reason why you ain't hear about this is because they feel like they don't need to inform you. They going to inform you months later when they feel like it. We all know in that data, it includes full names, addresses, email addresses, credit card info, which basically makes them you. And I don't want nobody being me. I like me. This is why I have to bring today's sponsor to your attention. Aura.com. You see, Aura alerts me anytime my data is breached, giving me fast fraud alerts and removes my info from data broker websites to cut down on that spam. Aura also allows transaction monitoring, VPN, antivirus protection. You got parental controls, identity theft insurance, and it's all in one affordable app. So listen, if my info was ever compromised to any effect, I wouldn't even worry because I know I got Aura in the background keeping me safe all day. This is why I would feel guilty if I just sit here and allow you and your family to go unprotected, man. No. So in order to ensure that protection, head over to aura.com/kingdomreacts right now. Get your first 2 weeks on your boy. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry, I have a link available for you in the description. See you. Yes, sir. This guy right here, Jamie Raskin, should be put in jail. I mean, he should be thrown in prison, honestly. He just threatened the president of El Salvador. Should he be charged with treason?
But look, President Bukele, who's declared himself a dictator, and the other tyrants, dictators, autocrats of the world have to understand that the Trump administration is not going to last forever. We're going to restore strong democracy to America, and we will remember who stood up for democracy in America and who tried to drive us down towards dictatorship and autocracy. So I'm glad that Chris Van Hollen showed exactly where America is, and we're not afraid of any dictator anywhere.
Oh, okay. Look at the traitor over here talking, y'all. I'm going to let the comments eat him up. Prosecute him for treason. Waiting for this to happen already. Everything he said is disturbing. Yes, it is, was the reply to that. Only if we had an effective attorney general. Send him to El Salvador. When are GOP leaders with a backbone going to support charging him with the violation, of the Logan Act? These Dems, right? Democrat Congresswoman Maxine Dexter is in El Salvador saying she's not leaving without the MS-13 gang member. Well, hey, man, go ahead and get you a citizenship there. Something that he should have did.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador. I flew here last night with 3 of my colleagues to demand that Killmar Garcia be released. He is being held in violation of a Supreme Court order expressly telling the Trump administration to effectuate and facilitate his coming home. That is being ignored. This is not just a threat to all people in the United States who could be illegally abducted, detained, and transported internationally against their will, but it is a fact that our president does not recognize the branches of government and the balances of power. This is what we all have been calling a constitutional crisis, yet it is more severe than anything we've seen. We cannot stay silent. We must stay loud. I am here because I refuse to wait for something to happen. We are here to release Killmar Garcia.
About we must stay loud, and you speaking like, what is up with y'all? Y'all talking about we gonna remember who was a threat to democracy. Ding, ding, ding. I'll take her for 500. Making $5 million. You know, if you're a Democrat, you might as well up the pay. You know what I'm saying? But you're not leaving until then. Come on, yo. Nick sort of added, may as well call a moving company because you're going to be there for a while. For un minuto. Pero Killmar Brago's legal team calls it saddening and disingenuous and frightening for the White House to expose their client's dirty laundry.
The Trump administration, as they are supposed to facilitate, that is the important word there, facilitate your client's return to the U.S. They've taken a very conservative reading of what that entails. If that does continue on, I hear you saying you're expecting to learn exactly what have they done to facilitate that. What's your legal recourse?
So we will know more this week, and then next week we'll be able to see what relief we have in this case. I mean, the thing is here that each court that has looked at this case has said that facilitate is an active verb. What that means is that the government can't simply do nothing. They can't simply say, okay, well, if Mr. Abrego Garcia turns up at our border, we'll let him in. They have to actively assist in his return to the United States. And that is what the Supreme Court has ordered them to do. And the fact that they feel as though facilitate can mean that they can quite essentially do nearly nothing is really just at odds with that decision and should really be shocking to the American people, because what that means in essence is that somebody, as the Fourth Circuit has said, can be whisked away to a foreign prison, and then the U.S. government says that there's nothing that they can do actively to assist in their return to the United States. An extremely scary notion.
The Trump administration has put out several statements, as you're aware, documents that contain allegations about your client, including that he was violent towards his wife, that he is a member of the MS-13 gang.
Allegations.
What can you say about those allegations?
Allegations.
Here's what I can say about the allegations. Our government admitted from the beginning that this was an error. And then afterwards, to try and justify this error, they try and find dirty laundry in our client, which really is irrelevant. First of all, their evidence is extraordinarily thin. But even if there was something there, that's really irrelevant, because the whole issue is that our client was deported to the one...
What happened to protect all women? Where the feminist movement at?
Country where a judge, there's a final order saying that he's more likely or not to be persecuted or tortured if he were to remain in that country. And now he was deported to that one isolated country. They have to facilitate his return. And once they do so, they are most welcome to put up any of this evidence in court. But to justify their own admitted mistake by trying to find all these justifications, reasons, dirty laundry, is just really saddening, disingenuous, and frightening.
The nerve. The nerve. Saddening, disingenuous, frightening. That's what she said. You can't make this type of shit up. I'm trying to tell you, man. So, the public should know that he's a violent criminal. Okay, noted. Democrats say that's just a piece of information that y'all need to know. Talk about transparency. Airing dirty laundry. Are you kidding me? Y'all come up and fabricate stories, and stories get caught being fabricated. Y'all never redact or retract or, hey, we made a mistake. Nah, man, y'all just keep rolling with the punches and come up with an excuse as to why. The man was here illegally, yo. You are a congressman from Florida. Why are you in El Salvador?
Why, Congressman, are you in El Salvador? You are there for an El Salvadorian man who was a resident illegally of Maryland. You're a congressman from Florida. Why are you in El Salvador?
Make it make sense.
Well, we're here because a man who had protected status in Maryland, a Maryland man, union member, worker with a citizen wife and beautiful children, was taken out of his state and out of the United States back over here without due process. And for us, we're here for a couple of reasons. Number one is because every person in our country deserves due process. And we want to make sure that we draw the line here at Killmar Garcia.
Why, Congressman, are you in El Salvador?
Get on my refrigerator, son. Nope. Get you some water. That's it. Y'all gonna be looking at this like, look at him being the mean dad over here. Nah. He like to steal my pops. You want to come over here and tell him how you stole my pop and that's why I'm on you like that? Before they tell me, oh, look at him being a... And if y'all, I don't even care if y'all did. Yeah, no, that's your water up there that you ain't finished the last time, the one with the label off of it. Finish that one. But back to this. My bad, y'all. I'm over here in full-blown dad mode. Max Frost can't even explain why he's out there or, you know, what the real mission is. Just a bunch of word salad right now. You know what I mean? These are the same people that will not stand up for our own. I don't understand it. Look, go ahead, pack your bags, man. Meet your other colleague that was there with you. Now, Wesley Hunt posted this. He said if he still had any doubt about how deceptive the left-wing media truly is, watch this.
A Maryland man thought to be wrongly deported.
Maryland man Killmar Abrego Garcia.
A Maryland man wrongfully deported.
A Maryland man who was mistakenly deported.
The Maryland man that was detained.
The Maryland man mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador.
They're not even trying to bring back a Maryland man.
He's a Maryland man.
Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Killmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man.
The Maryland man. Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
The Maryland man they shipped to El Salvador.
The Maryland man who was sent to El Salvador.
This man from Maryland.
A Maryland man application case of a Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Maryland man.
That Maryland man.
The case of the Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Killmar Abrego Garcia, that's a Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
This Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
He had no intent of returning the Maryland man.
A wrongly deported man, Maryland man, I should say.
Killmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland father.
Killmar Armando Abrego Garcia. That's the Maryland father.
Maryland father who had been deported.
There's this young man from Maryland, father.
A Maryland father who came here at age 16. Killmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland father.
Maryland father.
Maryland father.
Mistakenly deported father. The Maryland father mistakenly deported.
The Maryland father who was wrongfully deported.
gosh.
Killmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father from Maryland.
Maryland father.
This Maryland father who was wrongly deported.
Killmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland dad.
The Maryland father mistakenly deported.
The Maryland father.
He is not a Maryland man. He is not a Maryland anything. He is an illegal alien from El Salvador with a deportation order from the United States.
That's exactly who he is. But you see, this is exactly how they're going to frame it. They're going to continue to try to phrase things in a way that represents their set of beliefs as opposed to calling it exactly what it is, which is the main reason why we don't like mainstream media, is the fact that they twist and bend and spin. They don't allow us to have our own opinion about it. Donald Trump responded today with, "I'm doing what I was elected to do, remove criminals from our country, but the courts don't seem to want me to do that. My team is fantastic, doing an incredible job. However, they are being, how you say that? Stymied, okay, at every turn by even the U.S. Supreme Court, which I have such great respect for, but which seemingly doesn't want me to send violent criminals and terrorists back to Venezuela or any other country for that matter. People that came here illegally. The courts are intimidated by the radical left who are playing the ref. Great Supreme Court, I'm going to start reading from up here so I know we out. Anyhow, Great Supreme Court Justice Samuel, how you say that? Alito, correctly wants to dissolve the pause on deportations. He is right on this. If we don't get these criminals out of our country, we are not going to have a country any longer. We cannot give everyone a trial because to do so would take, without exaggeration, 200 years. We would need hundreds of thousands of trials for the hundreds of thousands of illegals we are sending out of the country. Such a thing is not possible to do. What a ridiculous situation we are in. Make America great again." And on that note, I'm going to say, man, please go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. Man, how are you doing, by the way? I'm fine. You ain't got to check on me today. I'm actually about to get ready to travel to Chicago tomorrow to indulge into some of my personal hobbies and talents. Share those with y'all as time comes, but two separate worlds. Anywho, yeah, going out there and y'all probably see me and do a video in a hotel or something like that. Still trying to decide if I'm gonna stay at my cousin's house or not. I've been trying to figure out if I need to go there and scope it or should I just go ahead and reserve. So I don't know. You on the safe side or just gamble? Yeah. How you doing? Let me know in the comments. I'll be replying to them while I'm getting ready for the flight and everything like that. So it'll give me something to chat about. Ask me anything. I'm going to talk about everything.